I've got this door frame that is only 80 inches tall. And normally a door slab itself is 80 inches, and then you've got the rough and the framing of the door that makes it a little bit taller. But I've got this drop ceiling that the previous owner put in here because they ran some HVAC through here as well as an air conditioner line. So I have to cut my door down. I have to shorten it so that way I can fit it in here. So I'm just gonna show you how I do it. I've got the door here. I like to work on the back of my truck whenever I can, just because it's a lot more stable than some workbenches. So I've got the door here, and the height of it right now with the frame in it is 81 3/4. Okay, so I know that it's 80 inches inside, so I want to give it some. So I want my frame to be at 80 inches. So I'll just mark some lines here, on here, mark a line across, and then I'll use my skill saw to cut it. Okay, here's my line across. I actually put it at 79 7/8, gave myself an 1/8 of room from top to bottom just in case it needs it. And yes, I drew a line across the bottom of my door in the same spot. I know it will need to be a little bit shorter than that, but it's easier to cut the door frame with it together than it is to kind of do it separately, and I didn't want to mess anything up, so I just figured I'd leave it attached, cut all the way across, and then I can go install it. Okay, so I've got my door in here. I did a dry fit to it just to make sure that it would fit before I did anything further, so that way I didn't have to bring it back out, cut it again once I got it in. So I like to use, when I install doors, instead of the old-fashioned shim method, I like to use these door hangers, these quick door hangers. They're little brackets that you screw on, and then they go onto your wall really nice and easy. I've done this probably 30 or 40 times on doors, and it's just so much easier to get a level door and a quick install. So I'll show you how I do it. The first step is you get a line, a level line from top to bottom on both sides here, so you can see I did it on both sides. So you put a level line all the way down, and then the next step is you screw these brackets onto your door, and we'll go there. Okay, so I put these brackets in. Let me show you what they look like. So they have 3 screws, they go in, and what you do is you put the first set where the hinges are, naturally, because that's where the weight is, and then you just line them up on this other side as the best you can. So you put those in, and then you line up these little marks here with this line, and you want to match these little notches on the line to every single one on each side, so that way you can get your level. So it's really easy to level it. So right here, for example, you see I have a big gap on the top and I'm tight on the bottom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift this bottom one to the right, I'm gonna pull it, and then I'm gonna screw it in, which will open up the bottom, and then I'm gonna match everything on the bottom right side all the way up the line. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got these screws in here. On the right side, I hit this little first notch. For you to check here, I've got that first notch on this black line all the way down. And then on this side, I did just kind of on that first hump all the way down. So if you look, you'll be able to have a good gap on both sides. It's level and it opens. The scraping you heard is just because of the short door. Obviously there's not a lot of room there because we talked about how I have to cut that down just a little bit, but it's nice to keep it there for install purposes anyway. So, okay, now I know that my door fits, it's level. I can do my trimmer on the edges and cut down my door for a final size. So that's how you do it. That's how you install a door, cut it down for a shorter piece. Have fun.